So PKR says, I won the daily arena with a perfect score after presumably Ominous left. After Ominous left. I'm reading Queen sacks perfectly okay. Yes. There's a queen sack I missed. King takes. Knight here, check. King here. And now why is this? Yeah, I've got it open in 2 tabs, that's why. And what I missed was knight here, check. So I missed lots of mates against you, basically. So that keeps the king running forward. But it also covers this square is the point. King. No, not king, knight there, that's very bad. Because you want to keep the king running forward, so you put the knight here. And now this square is covered, this square is covered, this square is covered, so the king has to keep on running forward. Only square it's not covered is here, and then you can finish it off. And okay, what I want to do is I want to turn this, put that somewhere where I can hear it, and then, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, good night, Pepe, and yeah, and bye, Joanna. Yeah, I was watching the stream from Pepe and then decided to start streaming myself for a bit. And I was streaming a bit on chess variance training and then just switched to play your arena and continue collecting puzzles. Yeah, so that was a good one. Okay, so next. Crocodile Hunter against Adande. What was this about? And then I've done this here, but now hang on. I'm trying to get this up so I can actually see. Huh, okay. I'll put that there, then I can put this there, then I can put that, then I can put this. So I'm trying to get my windows all in order. Okay, so it's actually quite similar. Crocodile Hunter against Adanda. He also missed a queen sack. Mate, if I remember correctly. So let's see. So black in the end won this, but white had something, if I remember rightly. Yes, this is the point. So white just played this and got mated and won. Oops. But he had a simple mate just going in for the kill. So that's Crocodile Hunter against Adande. So if I just copy the fen, well, I've already got the queen sack tab open. So I can just write Hunter Adande. And he was white and create that chapter. Okay, so without using the engine, let's try and work out the mate. So we can take the pawn, king takes, and that king is very exposed. We have a knight, bishop, rook, and queen. Okay, we don't have the usual knight at h5. Yeah, knight Pepe. We don't have the usual knight at h5 because the bishop's covering. So we're going to have to be a little bit smarter. We do have knight at f5. But yeah, we have an even better move. So who can see the move in this position? Anyone in chat? So knight at h5 is a very natural move because it stops the king running away to the queen side. So the key square that needs controlling is f6. Because if we can control f6, the king is actually in this, this box. And with all these pieces, we're bound to mate it. So how to control f6? That's a puzzle for the chat. PKR says Queen g5 looks good. Yes, exactly. Because it's the one move that controls f6. Absolutely. You block it up. Bishop here, king here, rook works, knight works, anything works. I think knight's quite pretty. Or even knight here works. Lots of ways. Okay, good job, PKR. Oh, this isn't the next thing I'm going to show you isn't actually something for one of my puzzles. It's just it was just an example of an opening crush, which is quite pretty. Pepe seems to get me in this opening as white, but I had this game against Catharaxi probably about a week ago in a similar opening, which went rather better. So takes. So I'm threatening to promote, so the rook moves over. Take the knight, hitting the bishop. So bishop takes. And now I'm kind of threatening bishop here, pinning the queen. But white does the correct thing, which is just to completely ignore it and go on a counterattack. I think that's the correct thing. But stuff goes wrong a bit later. So he takes my queen, I take his queen, takes back. This is a highly critical position because we've both got queens in hand. And the move he did is too slow. Bishop here, threatening mate, and hitting there. It doesn't cover the squares around his king. With two knights and a queen, I can actually get in on this queen, on this king on the light squares. So he just dropped a knight here, he took it, dropped another knight there, and with a pawn I'm drawing him out so I can go knight takes pawn with check. And yeah, if he goes back, he's got no hope because I'm just going queen and queen takes rook, so he came forwards. And now notice how the queen and knight coordinate just to completely cut off the king. So it's just game over. Quite cunning move to move the knight out of the way to give his king an exit, but I have a bishop in my hand, and this is just checkmate. So it's just such a just a beautiful pattern, like the queen, bishop, and knight. Maybe this is a puzzle actually. Maybe this could be a puzzle in this position. It's a sort of knight and queen coordination. So maybe this could be a puzzle. So I just open up the analysis board. Oh, it's not force mate. Oh, so king takes e2 apparently is the problem. Okay, so it wasn't. So apparently he could try and run and defend. I don't have a knight to smother him. So yeah, it doesn't make a nice puzzle, really. But it was just a very nice game. If I ever make, I made a video on YouTube on Crazyhouse openings, creating weaknesses in the openings. And if I ever do a part 2 or volume 2 or something of that video, that game would go in it because it's very nice. Okay, so the next one, yeah, PKR, I've seen this one already. I was going to add this to my studies. Where would it go now? Let's see. So we just saw this earlier on Pepe's stream. So yeah, a completely natural thing to do in this position is queen at f8. So we're thinking about themes. What theme would this go under? It's kind of a magnet. Yeah, it's the magnet theme. So I'm sure you were all with Pepe. Has anyone not seen this position before? Say it wasn't on Pepe's stream. I want magnet. This is no good. Trying to get the magnets set up. Study. Just trying to make it pick up magnet. Okay, good. I close it in the tab. So a magnet mate is when you. So I'm going to delete the game and just put the fan. And orientation. Yeah. So white to play in this position. So a magnet mate is when you try and nudge the king to a square where you can check it. So anyone in? I mean, I think you guys have seen it already on Pepe's stream, so I'll just show it. So queen there is really good because just no choice. The king is actually blocked in by this bishop, so it has to take the queen. And okay, so then you pick up the bishop with check. So that's the point. You draw the king here, and you pick up the bishop with check. If the king goes here, you got the Arabian mate. You got away safely, saw it, yeah. So you try and come here and escape. And again, now you get a second magnet. Drawing the king into the corner. And if he comes out here, rook here is checkmate. And if he does go into the corner, rook here is checkmate. If he tries to run, then rook here is checkmate. And here, if he doesn't run up, if he just tries to run here we saw it already. King here and bishop here is checkmate. So it's a brilliant example of the magnet mate. So I've got studies basically for all these mates, but they're a little bit disorganized. But like an example is, this looks so similar to the position I just had against Pepe right now. But I didn't have a knight in hand in that one. I mean, so knight here is obvious starter. Knight takes f1. Oh yeah, but then you have a rook and queen in hand, so the king can't run up. And he doesn't want to run there because queen h2 will be mate. This is another example of the classic magnet mate. You dump your rook in the corner just to draw the king into the corner, and then you use the queen to deliver mate. Okay, so that's the idea of the magnet mate. It's kind of luring the king to a square where it's going to get into big trouble. Okay, so that pkr mate was a brilliant example of that. So this is a mate I found against 1400, and people told me you shouldn't be proud of mates you find against 1400s, but I really liked it. So at this point, pawn there check. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have taken that, and then he survives a little bit longer. But then when he did take it, black to move, and what is this? It's like we got all these knights basically, so it's probably multiple knights coordination. So I'm going to put it in the knights. Okay, so we're trying to look for a mate for black. I'm just going to load it up on the steady. Okay, so this was against a mate. It's quite difficult to pronounce that, but let's load up the steady. Amath versus OK. And orientation's all wrong. Yes, shut that down. Okay, so black to play. Okay, so first move is really obvious. In fact, it's not that this puzzle is difficult. Okay, so what is about this question? Let's see. So if he does this, so we got pawn here, king here, and we have knight takes pawn at some point. So it's kind of all obvious moves. So king here, pawn here. He can't go here because that's covered by the knight. So he has to go back. So it's more just like a pretty kind of sequence. If you go straight back, I just go knight takes pawn immediately. So let's just turn on the let the computer. Okay, so he wants to do that straight away. Okay, so I go. I'm trying to think how to finish it off now. So the point is, the knight. It's an overloaded defender because the knight is defending both the bishop and the pawn, right? So just trying to work out how to finish this now. I think rook takes bishop would be good, but knight takes pawn would also work. Knight takes knight, rook takes bishop. Okay, let's go with rook takes bishop. Rook takes bishop, so he has to take it. Okay, then that means we can take this pawn, and he runs like that, and then I do this, and he can't take this. Okay, he takes it, but that's kind of boring because then I just drop a knight, and I drop a pawn there, and it's checkmate. But the point is that, okay, I turn this practice against computer off. If he takes there, it's mate. But if he takes here, it's actually even nicer. It's knight here. The two knights kind of cover off all the escape squares for the king. So it's just, I don't know, it's just, it kind of tickled my funny bone, this kind of. Oh yeah, so what it is, okay. So we all know that, so if we look at the very first study in this sort of knights, so this is a quite important one. Oof, but this is kind of a complicated example. Yeah, so this one, you want to do this. So it looks like we might be. Okay, I'm gonna just turn on that little thing here because that will make the computer move. Turn the music back on. Okay, now here it looks like the king is running. So I haven't done anything wrong yet, have I? Let's just check. Yeah, I've done everything fine so far. I was about to go bishop. Okay, yeah, I was about to do that bishop move, yeah. Okay. So he does that. Okay. Then pawn here. Okay, and here's the knight cube idea. So if I put a knight here, yeah, that works. So notice that a knight here, these two knights which are distance 3 apart. In chess, what I've kind of noticed is two pieces which are like three squares apart like that. It's like a power pose in chess. They control the maximum number of squares because they don't overlap. They work together. And in particular, the thing to remember is that they control this whole square, the squares. So you do that. If he goes back, he's mated in one with the pawn. If he goes up, he's also mated in one with the pawn. So this is the knight cube idea. Two knights which are 3 apart. I don't remember this at all, so I'm kind of, what is this about? Yeah, exactly. Get away safely. If the king is on g8, it's really pretty. If the king is on g8, can be mated by a knight here covering those two squares, and a knight on h6. I had a really funny game like that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I posted it on the Discord. Yeah. You take the queen with check. Yeah. So this one, I'm trying. So I haven't seen these in a long time, so a really long time. Okay, well if it's a knight cube idea, it looks like those we want to end up with our knight here at some point. But we've got rook, pawns, and knights. I mean, we could. Oh yeah, I see it now. I see it now. Okay, so rook at g8. Oh, this is very nice. Oh, this is really nice. So the idea is, I'm gonna turn on the computer for a minute so he drops. So I'll turn it off again because I want to show you something. If I take this and he takes back with the queen, then by that knight cube idea, I have checkmate. So he can never take back with the queen. But then just watch what happens when he takes back with the king. Can you see what's going to happen next? Maybe I'll, yeah, without, yeah, I want to somehow cover up the. I haven't covered up the moves, but because this is still sort of studies in progress, sort of collecting stuff, so I haven't turned them into interactive studies, which I will do in future, or practice computer studies. So you check him, and of course, if he runs this way, you've got knight h6, checkmate. So what you do is you promote to another rook or queen, and he blocks. What are you going to do? Let's take him again. And you can't take with the queen, or it's checkmate. So you drop another pawn. He has to move away again, because you've got your knight waiting to checkmate him. So then you promote again, maybe to rook. And you take it again. Well, you're taking the mickey at this point, because you could have used that rook straight away. And there's another knight cube. But okay, I was having too much fun, and I promoted to another rook, and he blocked, and I've run out of pawns. So what do I do now? I'll just take it anyway. And the point is, what was my plan? If he takes, I'm going to use that magnet mate. I'll drop a rook here to draw him closer, and then mate on g7. So he didn't want that, so he ran away. And so now here in this position, just a knight and pawn are going to mate. So the rook covers off the back rank. I could either use a new knight, or I can just swing back the existing knight, actually. It makes no difference, because the knight will cover that square. And I just need a pawn to mate. I don't have a pawn, but bishop will do. Got Away Safely says you like the nomenclature of the knight cube. Yeah, well, this is cool because it's a knight cube and the queen factory. Well, I made it a rook factory in this one, but so it's the queen factory because you can just keep on promoting queens. And the variation I gave was just promote another queen or promote another rook. So you can do a whole like factory of pieces, turning all your pawns into pieces. Because you're promoting your pawns and taking his pieces. So you're replacing all the pawns in your hand with pieces, and you can just keep on going. If you had 8 pawns in hand, you could just do it 8 times. Just get rid of all the pieces in his hand. So that's called the Queen Factory idea. But if you guys want to see more Queen Factory stuff, I can open up the link. Queen Factory. I've only got 3 Queen Factories. If Nick Thice is still with us, this is a very famous. This is his immortal game, some would say, against Vampire Slayer. He only has pawns in hand in this position, but pawns are enough to check. So of course he checks. King can't go into the corner, so it goes here, and he promotes. White blocks. Like he's only got one thing he can do. There are no pawn checks, so he takes, drops another pawn check. What's happening here? He's taking all white's pieces with his pawns. Okay, he's got a queen now, so that's good. I mean, at a2 would be taking. I mean, he just has queen here, checkmate. But what he did instead was he put another pawn down and promoted to a rook, and said to his opponent, "You got no blockers." So it's checkmate. Isn't that a fun one? So while we're on the subject of Queen Factory, I'll just show you a couple more. Yeah, this is actually a really important one. So you might think in this position, how do I get in? Like, I can't knight check. I can't check with the knight. I could check with the rook along the file, but he could block here. Can't get in. It's a very important idea. Really important idea. I kind of used this against PKR actually in my game, in the arena just now. You dump your rook in the corner to draw. It's a magnet mate. It's so important, the magnet mate. To draw the king to a square where it's in much more danger. Now look, Stockfish didn't even see the mate. It's like minus 1.2. It's not even sure black was winning for a second. But see, when it's in the corner, you can do a pawn check. And now what do? You just picked up a rook. Okay. Do we continue? No, we put another rook in the corner. We're picking up black's pieces. Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. So bishop there, check, is again a magnet idea, because if the king dares to take the bishop, that's checkmate. But if he doesn't take the bishop and steps back, then queen there is checkmate. Oh, that's you promote to rook, it's the same. Yeah, so rook h1 is the thing that starts it off. And then you might see that and then think, oh, what to do now? Just do it again. To replace... Yeah, and what's the point of it? Is you're clearing away all white's pieces. You're using white's pieces, putting them back and clearing them away. He's getting them back, but in his hand, not on the board. So just look what's happening at the beginning. At the beginning, he's only got a queen in hand. Now you've got a queen and rook in hand. Whereas you're using his pieces against him. Now he's got a queen and 3 rooks in hand. So you're not using your pieces, you're just using that one rook. Using that one rook to ignite the ignition. And then you take his queen as well, that's nice. And then bishop h6, wherever way he goes, it's checkmate. I've got one more example of this queen factory. Again, I can't even remember this. So knight check, okay. That seems reasonable, because you're threatening queen takes f7 checkmate, so he has to go here. So you still go knight takes f7. Oh, we've set up the magic. We set up the magic that we saw in the first one. We've only got pawns and bishops. What are we going to do? Just going to take all black's pieces until we get a knight. Oh, no, he just keeps on going. Oh, I thought we could use the knight somehow. I thought, yeah, we could use the knight. We could have gone pawn there, check, king there, and knight there, checkmate. But no, he's just being cheeky. He's saying, no, it's going to keep going. I mean, there's no point in keeping on going. You have what you need. You're waiting for the piece you need, basically. So in the last one it was a queen, in this one it's a... So knight at e6, that should be the main line, yeah. I don't know why I have all this other stuff. Oh, there was a quicker mate. Okay. So just h8 queen, knight at g8. Oh yeah, once he's not defending with the rook, you can just go straight in. Yeah, that's boring. Very boring. Even when he had bishop, yeah, we could just go in. Yeah. So earlier, yeah, okay, that was a bit boring. We could have just mated, but that's the boring way to do it. So this is the fun way. Yeah, and what if we keep on going? Queen there, check. Knight at g8. Then we get rid of all his pieces. Yeah, that also works because now he's got no pieces left. And next play style will promote the rook. So that's checkmate. He has no blockers. So one of the themes of the Queen factory was no blockers. So let's just quickly look at the other examples we have of no blockers. I was going to be collecting new puzzles. I'm just showing you some of the old ones because they're quite fun. Yeah, I have better examples of no blockers in my other studies. Here I've just got a really complicated one, which I don't even understand. Bishop at h3. Oh my god, this is going to be really complicated. Because this was from a Crazyhouse World Championship match, I think. I mean, if I look at the analysis, if the opening explorer, it doesn't see it. King b8. See, black has got no pieces in hand. So he doesn't take b7 because otherwise we can do this, there, check, take the queen with check, and it's checkmate. So b7 is obviously poisoned. So he steps to one side, and then we go knight at d7 anyway, and take the queen with check, and then hides away again. And then we go queen at c8. And that's defended by the knight, so he has to take with the rook or the knight. And now we got like an almost smothered mate. Takes. Yeah. Okay, so I understand now why this is actually a really complicated example of no blockers. Is because normally in Crazyhouse, if your opponent were to do a move like this, checking you from a distance, you'd block. You'd block here. Give yourself. And the fact you can't block means this square here is available for the knight later on in the sequence. And normally that wouldn't be possible. Even if you had just a pawn, you just block here. And then they wouldn't... Actually, this is actually a really important defensive idea. Really important defensive idea is that if a bishop checks you from a long way away, often it's a good idea to block here and even give away a pawn for the bishop to check you from the 7th rank. Because bishops can't really harm you on the 7th rank. What bishops can do is they harm you from far away because they support knights and pawns on the 7th rank. Whereas a bishop on the 7th rank, it's not going to promote on you. It's not going to do anything to you. Okay, it can mate you, but it's not as dangerous as a pawn can be. So yeah, that's why this is no blockers. It's a really kind of complex idea of no blockers. And this is a beautiful mate. This is a very important mate to know, actually, the one that this ends on. A knight covers the dark squares, and a bishop covers light squares. So if you can just cover the dark squares, often you have a rook here. There are only like 1, 2, 3, 4 squares you need to cover. You could have a bishop covering one and like a pawn covering the other. You only need like a couple of diagonals to go with your knight. So yeah, fun stuff. So okay, let's collect some more. Oh yeah, this was that knight cube one, and it happened in a game. I was completely losing this whole game. So I'm like not doing very well here at all. I just have a pawn, knight, and 3 bishops in hand. Okay, throw in the check. So I totally deserve to be mated here. He's got a queen attacking me and 2 rooks and a queen in hand. He's threatening mate here. So just going all in for an attack. Takes. I can't take the queen ever because he's got queen here, checkmate. The problem is Marble Bubble stepped to g8, which is the one square, not a good square for his king. So I imagine you guys have all seen why it's not a good square for his king. Yes, indeed. So I'm just gonna grab the fen and put that into. I mean, it's just too easy, but it's too nice. Yeah, so like he could go anywhere with this king and he's completely winning. But g8 looks safe. You know, you want to go diagonal away from a knight, can't be checked. Yeah, good night, A boss. But of course, diagonal away from the knight. Yeah, the problem is this knight comes in and it's checkmate. So yeah, knight cube. So Safely says, I posted this checkmate to a chess subreddit. Cool. Yeah, and I think I shared it on Discord, even though it's such a simple one. Don't know who Marble Bubble is because he's a new player, but it's a funny one. Yeah, because in chess you often want to. Oh gosh, I did do it correctly. Okay, in chess you often want to be a knight. You often want to be a diagonal away from the knight because you know that knight can't hurt you in some way. And you don't expect like another knight to show up out of nowhere, so it's quite ridiculous. Okay, so that was just a fun one. Okay, then this is against. Oh, I missed some mates against Cat Poacher. So what went wrong here? I thought I had something, and then right. Can't remember why. But yeah, so I took the knight, thinking I definitely have mate here with a knight and a rook. And I think I had mate somewhere, but so I haven't actually analysed it with the computer. Yeah, so in this position I have mate. So should we try to work it out? Let's just grab the phone and try and work it out. Without looking. So I'm going to open it up in the multiple knight study. Yeah, I should delete that one. Ah, I should have added. I thought I. Yes, that's the chapter, and I can delete that. I can delete the full game. Okay, so turn the analysis off. Okay, apparently we've got a mate in 4 here. We can do this. So the pawn cuts off the. Often, yeah, you just want to stop the king running back. And the great thing is that knight's actually defended by the bishop. So I just went and sacked my queen because I was really confident I can get his king out and I'll be mating him. But his bishops are doing quite a good job defending a lot of squares. So how are we going to mate him? So we need to somehow keep him in the box. So notice we guard those 2 squares already. And with this one. So he is actually kind of in a box. So we somehow need to guard, you know, that square is guarded. We need to somehow guard, yeah, those 4 squares. If we can guard those 4 squares, we got him. But we've only got 1 knight. So it seems quite simple. We just need to bring this knight in somewhere. So it should be straightforward enough. But the problem is knight. Oh, here is nice because it's defended. So I quite like here. And that will guard off this one. And I've got a knight in hand, so I can put a knight here and take those 2 squares. But then how do I take this last square? Oh, this was a pawn. Oh, I can't use the pawn because the bishop's pinning me. So this is nice because it connects to this knight, and then a knight here. So knight here and here also is a knight cube. It'll cut off all those squares. So knight here and knight here will be really nice to cut off all these squares, but there's one square I'm worried about, which is that one. Ah, but then... No, it doesn't work. I was thinking of knight back, but that knight's doing a job defending this knight. So I feel like I'm being a bit dim here, because actually, at the moment I move that knight, then this square also becomes available. So it's not so simple. So I want to use the rook somehow to defend my knight. Ah. Okay. So, maybe knight here. And that pushes this one away. So then I can use this knight to come back. Now I'm controlling all these squares. Okay, so I've still got this knight in reserve. Now, unfortunately, he's still got those two squares. Now, knight h4, king f6, knight c to e4. Okay, but he's still got king e5. And I'm trying to work out, how do I mate king e5? I can go rook. If I keep this knight here that can support a rook, I like supporting a rook. Yes, I like supporting a rook. Okay, so I think I see something, but it's horrible. So I was thinking knight here. The way I see it is just far too complicated. But let's just play it anyway to see what happens. Okay, bad idea. Okay, so what else? I was trying to do some dance of the knights. I was thinking knight here, king here, rook here, king here, knight back here, king here, and then this knight here. That's what I thought. But clearly something went wrong. So once the rook is established on here, I thought then I could move the knight back and bring this knight in. But obviously I'm missing something. Oh. No. I don't understand why the king can't go here and then here. So I'm stuck. Oh, there's also this. And that allows the rook to still be here, but and you never need to worry about it running forward. It can never run forwards. Everything's cut off. But knight here is very interesting, because then if he goes here, okay, if he goes here, I just go the rook there, and then he can only go here, and then he can run back. What am I doing? Yeah, if I go knight here, you can do this and run away. So I'm... Oh, okay, I'm just being such an idiot. Knight takes queen. Oh my goodness. Ah. If he dares to go here, I'm winning the queen and stopping his escape. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, now I have a queen. It should be easy, right? Yeah, now I can do my whole knight cube. No. He's got this. God. Okay. Okay. I need to stop the king getting here. Queen here. Checkmate. Yes. There we go. Yeah, I can take the queen as check. Exactly. So I'm going to see what was wrong with my other idea, which was going knight here, check, just out of interest. Because I thought this was a mate. Oh, it's the same problem of he could run this way. Yeah, I was thinking of doing this, and yeah, okay, I can't do that. That knight's so this knight is actually quite important to stop him running away, and the only reason you can move it is because you can stop him running away from f8 instead. So that's incredibly pretty. So this is a mismate against cat poacher. the other day. Yeah, so the bishops look like they're guarding everything, but yeah, that's a really pretty mate. So yeah, if I just turn off this and turn on the engine, so in the initial position, knight h4 is forced. Rook at f4, apparently, yeah, knight h7 is basically the only idea. Everything else is just a delayed version of knight f7. And then in the final position, queen at f4 is again just a delayed version of going into queen to this square, because then you're just cutting off the king and the knight guards the final square. Yeah, so this also is like the theme of taking the queen with check in a way. So while we're in this knight study, let's look at one more of the ones we saved from earlier. What is this? No idea. Grab a knight. Oh, this is funny. Because the pawn covers this knight covers this. So if bishop takes, we can go knight here check, and knight here is checkmate. And that's what happened. So it's a funny one. So yeah, knights can be dangerous when they hunt in packs. Yeah. So anyway, lots of fun puzzles. Knight f5 check. Knight f5 check. King e8. This is a weird one, isn't it? Because it's a funny one because I think this was a Bughouse game, and you could keep shuffling. Black has no other moves, so knight here keeps these two knights here are covering a knight cube, and the bishop's covering. So white could keep on shuffling the knight up and down, and the king would just have to keep on shuffling up and down. But obviously white wants something better, so he uses the other knight to check. But then the king's got the f8 square to run to. And if you just did knight some sort of discover check, it's kind of difficult to see how to get. The king will go to here. How can we get another check? It's difficult to see how we can get another check. So here's a nice idea. You drop a pawn on e7 first. And obviously you're threatening taking the queen with check, so the queen's got to take it. And then you throw in the discover check. And now if the king ever goes to g8, it's getting mated. So he has to go the other way. And now it's checkmate. Incredible. Because the knight covers those squares, this knight covers this square, that knight. So it's the kind of thing, it's very hard to visualize. Like if I give you this starting position, that sort of thing I find very hard to visualize. So notice how the knights are all like in a line like this. And it looks like a repetition. Check, check. But then you use the other knight and go back. And it's suddenly checkmate. Because, yeah, I guess because the queen is on, you kind of swap the king and queen round. It's quite hilarious. So hi there, sub H Caden. We're looking at some Crazyhouse puzzles. Yeah, knights are incredible things. So yeah, if you want to check out these studies, I'll probably put them in. They're still in a disorganized format, and they should be organized at some point. But if you want to check them out, they're on the account Zeroan Student. Hi there, sub Caden. Nice to hear. Zeroan Student's my study account, but I'll create at some point like a sort of spreadsheet type thing with links to all the puzzles. That's what I'm planning on. So that's this like it's a little sort of spreadsheet of of themes, where this thing here, queen, knight, rook, knight, knight, diagonal, knight, diagonal, diagonal, rook, diagonal, queen, diagonal, diagonals, rook, queen. So it's not complete. It's still in a kind of messy stage, but lots of nice stuff I've collected. Probably about 300 puzzles or so. And we're just sort of adding to them now, looking at some of my own games. This is very satisfying. I managed to beat Marioton for a second time in like 2 weeks, or second time in a week even. This time in a bullet game. Of course, I was getting completely crushed. See, he grabs my e4 pawn while I'm not looking. And yeah, I don't know, I just flung all my pieces at him. And I think for me that was a key move. Knight takes f7. Okay, I'm getting in. Defends. He takes that knight. That's probably a mistake. And I begin an attack. So I'm in on his light squares. But the thing is, they're still quite well covered because he's got a knight and a rook. But I had a cunning plan here. If I pick up one of his knights, knight here is checkmate. So I kind of forked his knights. Got a fork of his 2 knights. So if I take, I've got a knight here, checkmate. Having said that, if he just takes, he probably had mate. No, because he doesn't have a diagonal. So 2 knights and a queen is very dangerous to break open a castle's king because of knight here, knight here. But you need a diagonal for g2. And anyway, the bishop is covering g2. So yeah, I think I'm safe. So it's actually a very dangerous position for black. I fork his knights, so he has to lose a knight regardless. So he defends this square. I did this because I'm quite happy to sack my queen and just dump a knight, checkmate. And so he defends the second time. Good defense. So I sack the knight anyway, sack the queen anyway for the knight, and go here. So it would be checkmate unless he sacks his queen. So he sacks his queen. And this is a very dangerous pawn structure. 2 pawns on the 7th rank, 2 apart, because they really support landing a heavy like a rook or a queen rather, here. He tries, because if he just does nothing, just got queen, knight takes queen, pawn takes queen, rook takes, pawn takes, and I'm just clearing away a lot of pieces. So he tries to create an avenue for his king, and he tries to run, and he's not mated yet, but queen takes bishop makes life really hard for him. And again, notice he's got 2 knights and a queen, so he's 1 diagonal away from mate. So does he have anything in this position, actually? Let's just have a look at the analysis board. Yeah, it's actually really difficult. I mean, he has bishop takes pawn, but then rook takes was defending g2. And the bishop's also defending g2. And so actually, yeah, even if he had a pawn, bishop is defending g2. So, okay, so but as a test, actually, if he did this and I move my bishop away from g2, then I reckon, no, then I'm still just about okay. So, yeah, but okay. Very difficult to defend. He starts going on an attack. Knight e2, here. Knight here, he's threatening smothered mate. Queen here, rook takes. Knight here is a smothered mate. But that's checkmate. It's because it's a double check. The queen stops the king from escaping. So it's double check and mate. So I'll say this. Maybe this is double checkmate pattern. It's a very common pattern. When you have a pawn on the 7th rank and a major lined up with it. So this would be okay against Marioton. In a bullet game, no less. Because it's not my strong point. That didn't work. Why did that not work? Huh. I thought I copied the fem. Copy. Oh yeah, because I copied it and then. Okay, I gotta go Study. Don't know if it recognized it. Double checks. Yes, that's the one. Okay, I'm going to have to delete that later, but there's the one. Okay, the music disappeared. I need to turn the music back on. Create chapter. Okay, very simple. In a way, there was more fun stuff earlier in that game with the night fork and so on, but it wasn't completely forcing. If I just go back to the game, I mean, there are lots of nice ideas in the game, but I thought this was a nice move. Knight 95. It's not even one of the computer suggestions, surprisingly. It wants knight at g5. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. So knight at g5 both defends and attacks at the same time. Yeah, that is quite a nasty idea. So, because what I did in the game was stuff like queen g6, and I think if I do that here, I'm in trouble. But the move it's coming up with, I'm like really stunned. I've never seen anything like it. Knight at g3, threatening queen h1 checkmate, and I can't take it because the pawn is pinned, and I can't take it like this. Why not? Because then he's got pawn there, and he's threatening queen of h. He's threatening taking on f2, and he's threatening queen h2 checkmate. Okay, so interesting. So black is actually completely winning if you misplay it. Okay. So this is a game against Crazy Home. What happened here? God. White is getting killed here. Look at that. So white is getting killed, but somehow the black bishop is getting in the way of the knight. It's quite funny. Oh yeah. I was thinking he doesn't have a pawn, I'm fine. But he picks up the pawn with the knight. And yeah, it was a good finish from him. I don't think I had anything. I think I was impressed by the pretty mate, that's all. Yeah, so I thought it looks like I have something. Like I've got a rook on the back rank. Oh, I do have something. Yeah, this is tough. Obviously, I don't have time to take the queen because I'm getting mated. And I think that's what I did in the game. I got mated. But I have rook takes f7. And interestingly, he can't go back to e8 because of knight at g7. Checkmate. So he has to run. Pawn at c5. I don't know, should we try and work this out? So let's call it like king hunting. Should we do a king hunt? We'll turn the engine off and try and do it. Let's see. Okay, so we'll open it up in a new tab. Okay, we're going to do a king hunt. This is okay against Crazy Home. Loading, loading. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. What happened there? So bishop at g8. So yeah, when I took the rook, that was bad. Because already he has mate in 2. So what's the mate in 2? That's just knight here, rook here, checkmate. Yeah. So that was a bad miss actually from him. So he gave me a chance in this position. So we'll start again. Okay, so turn the engine off. Add a new chapter. Okay, crazy home. Okay, let's do a king hunt. And let's get it right this time. Let's delete this one. Okay, so we have a rook in hand. We know we go rook here, king here, rook here. He can't go back because of knight at g7 checkmate. Okay, so he has to come. So he has to come out to here. We've now got a rook here, and he's coming out to d6. Pawn at c5. And we've only got a knight in hand. King here, knight here maybe. King here. We're going to have to need more material. So the thing about a king hunt is you have to somehow create a mating net. Now you have to block off the king's escape route, create a mating net, these sorts of ideas. Okay, so just remember we have got a pawn, so we've got a pawn extra. And then he runs here and we put that pawn there. So we still got a pawn and a knight in hand. We still got a pawn and a knight in hand with the king running to here. With the pawn here and the rook's just not... Unfortunately, all our pieces seem out of the equation. So what can we do with the rook and knight? So actually this pawn is great, because this pawn that we landed here is cutting off those two squares. So when we land the knight here, he's actually forced to run up. So that's nice. And we still got a pawn in hand. But now we could maybe bring our queen in, or we could even go queen takes bishop, and then or bring a rook in. But he can block here, defended by the knight. So those are the ideas in the position. We could go queen takes bishop, just pick up a bishop. But we see that you've got him in a little bit of a trap because the pawn covers those two squares. The knight covers those two squares. It looks like we've cornered him. So we could just pick up a bishop just for safety and then go for a rook. I mean, I'm just... maybe. Born Filthy Dynasty says educational Crazyhouse content. Yes, but not educational. But this is more just for fun as well. I'm not posting this to YouTube. It's more like a late night chill, learning some Crazyhouse. And I've been showing you some really cool stuff earlier in the stream with like queen factories. Now we're doing something a bit more harder. We're trying to do like some calculations in our head. Okay, so we've got a knight here, a king here, sorry, not a king here, a pawn here and a king here. So the king's just run up here, and we're trying to work out how to finish off this king. So I mean, we could just go pawn there. And if the king ever ran... yeah, that's not good. Because if the king takes the knight, we've got bishop there, takes. I'm finding it really hard to... it's quite hard to visualize. Yeah, what we can do with the bishop. Yeah, I think it's best to keep the queen, because the queen might be useful. So we only have one more pawn in hand, so we could just go this pawn here, king here, and then use the queen somehow. So, okay, an example of how you might use the bishop would be queen takes bishop, pawn takes, bishop here, king takes pawn forced. But this is the kind of point where we're getting worried, we're running out of material. So king takes pawn, we could go rook here. And remember, the bishop is protecting this, so you could go here. And it's kind of looking dangerous. So I feel like I'm failing this. So I'm going to just turn the engine on and see how we go. We have a knight on a5, so no king c4. That's true. Now we definitely want to stop the king running. In fact, if the king ever got to here, it'd be takes, you know, queen takes. It's incredibly good defense. So knight here is absolutely essential. So this is the point. Oh, so that's not right. Oh, it is right, yeah. But is it not the best? It is the best. I'm sure it's the best. I can't imagine anything else. Because if the king ever gets to here, I just can't imagine mating it. So yeah, it must be the best. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so no knight c4, true. And we could pick up another knight along the way. I mean, the bishop is actually doing a good job covering the king, so queen takes bishop is kind of tempting. The problem is it invites the king even to the back rank maybe one day. Okay, so we've only got a pawn. So I think pawn there forces, like you said, you can't go here, so it actually forces king takes knight. Okay, so that's something we can calculate. So queen takes bishop is always a possibility, but just let's look at pawn there, king takes knight, and then dump another pawn here. Knight takes pawn, pawn takes. King takes is forced. Ah, now the queen becomes really useful because we can now bring the queen to here, and we're actually controlling these files. So we definitely want our queen. Because any block we take it, any block we take it. And if he comes forward, queen here, check. King here. Knight, no. Okay. Pawn here, check. King here, pawn here, check. Takes. I really like the idea of going queen here because it forces king here. Oh, but we just want a knight. So we could just dump our knight there and it's checkmate, isn't it? Isn't it? So I think that's correct. So well, let's just see. Okay, promising. And I think no, we don't. Now we know. Oh, we no longer have our knight guarding c4. That's true. The queen here to here would be fine. But what I'm trying to say is, if we have a knight here, it's actually guarding those two squares, and the queen here is guarding everything else. I think. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if we ever get the king here, we just put a knight here, and if we ever get the king here, we'll just put the queen here, and that should do it. Oh, I didn't see that move. But it's okay. Phew. Okay, so that was a tough one. But in the actual game, what happened, just out of interest, is, yeah, knight b7, well done safely. Knight takes queen. Oh, I need to turn the computer off. And this is forced, and he actually picks up the pawn he needs. Oh, he could just go rook at g2, checkmate. That's nice. But what he did in the game was also very nice. Just swing the knight back, king goes back, and use the pawn he picked up to checkmate me. Okay, so that was good stuff. So that was the theme of king hunting, because the king is not in a box, and you have to chase it down. If you like, you can see some of the other. I'll just play through. So knight here, check. Use another check. We're just going hunting for this king. Takes another piece. This is just a, and we see again sort of the knight. So it's the sort of thing where you don't have it created. You have to run. You're running that king down, This is a game between Helm's Knight and Schoolmeister, so Opera on chess.com. Oh yeah, so Helm's Knight mated Opera here, just ran his king all over the board. That's a fun one. And this is Helm's Knight against GSVC and Hand and Brain. I can't remember this at all. It's a long time ago. So I'm just going to play through it just to... hi there, Smash. Yeah, we're just looking at some fun stuff. Oh, this is Rook at h8. I'm like, what? Rook at h8. Okay, so this is... The idea is... Oh, you have a double bishop on that diagonal. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so you get the king out, and now you're going to go for a little hunt. and you mate it on the other side of the board, defended by the rook. So yeah, it's a crazy like that. I think that's what happened in the game. And then I think Stockfish is saying there are other ways of mating, like at f7, rook takes f7, queen here, queen takes c5. That's so chill. The fastest way of mating is just take that bishop, defending the knight. Black's only got pawns. What's the idea? Are we going to just sack on f8 next, or no, this is quite fun. It's like, it's so chill. We're going to just take another pawn. What's funny is that you can also just take this pawn as well, and that also seems to work. But you can just block here. It looks terrible, but anyway. So you just take another pawn, and then you come in, and you got a knight, fortunately, to finish it off. Yeah, I was showing Queen Factory stuff earlier in the stream. That was the most awesome stuff. Where you just keep on promoting queens and taking pieces with your pawns. But mostly what I'm doing actually is just collecting some stuff from recent games. That was only 4 days ago, so it's just random stuff I collected, and I'm just putting it into studies. And then while I'm doing it, I'm kind of showing the other stuff I have in those studies, which is also cool. So this is a game I lost against Xmohax, and again he just got me on this long diagonal. I think I just thought, he has no rook or something in hand, so I just thought I felt reasonably safe, and I really shouldn't have felt safe. And of course the queen just comes in. God, he didn't even use the knights. I don't even know what I can do about this one. It was just too easy. Was there anything? Did I have anything earlier on in the game? Yeah, I was trying to get in somehow, but yeah, so he'd built a wall around his king, and I was trying to crack open that wall. Yeah, I think that was a mistake, apparently. Yeah, so I had a... No, he's got the one who's got mate, yeah. Okay, anyway, it was a disaster of a game. Maybe I did have something at some point. But yeah, at f3. Okay, this seems... Okay, I mean, I guess the idea of moving the queen into this g4 square is definitely instructive, but when I look at this again, I'm thinking, wow, this is too much of a crush. Like, he could have done almost anything here, and it's mate. Even like knight at f4, king g3. Knight at f4, king g3, and just dump another knight on h5, and I've only got here, and then... Oh, knight g2, because the queen defends this knight, and the knight defends this square, and this pawn defends this knight. Okay, so he could have just done almost anything in this position. So, I don't know. It doesn't really make a great puzzle. Unless there was something more complicated earlier in the game. I think maybe it's like what I should have done. But okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Don't think I'll make a puzzle from that one. The thing is, he has too many mates for it to be a puzzle. Otherwise I would. MGG, so I won this game against MGG. We forgot the music. Let's turn the music on. What I wanted to play was something local file XLRed. I can't find. I used to be able to play local files on. Okay, well let's actually just play this. Actually, I mean. So I haven't heard any of her stuff for like 10 years or more. So let's play some of this stuff. So she's French, but she sang a CD in Spanish, which I can't find it online, but I have the CD. So sometime I'll play that on my stream. So what was going on here? Just getting crashed, basically. Hey, how did I win? What? Okay. Oh, yeah, this is very pretty. Oh, I mean, I was thought it was pretty. Rook at h6 takes, and he had to simply rook at g7 checkmate. But it's kind of less pretty when you realise he just has rook at h6 checkmate straight away, because the knight's covering this square. So that's somewhat less impressive. Whereas in the game, it was like he has mate in one. Oh well, that was just a disaster. Just got blown away. Rook takes h2, king takes, and I'm just, yeah. It's hard to even make this into a puzzle. Okay, so I'll skip this one. So this stuff, let's put it upper ways in the 1+0 Crazyhouse. For sure that I'll add that to CWC studies in future. Well, hopefully at least. Whereas I'm just, yeah. Does anyone want to play, I don't know, play some games or something? Or should we do this? Keep going puzzles. Okay, or maybe just a few more puzzles and then we'll see how things go. So what happened here? This was, I was white against Rusum. I thought I was safe, and then I got opened up very badly. Oh, so he gave me a window here of opportunity, and then he comes in and has a nice mate. So takes knight is a bad idea, basically. Yeah, takes knight is a bad idea. Not surprising. So I'll take that fen. But I don't know why yet, so I'm gonna have to. It's hard to add it to a study yet because I want to try and work out why. So probably it's going to be a bishop and queen mate. Just looking at the position. Yeah, it's going to be diagonal and queen mate. So I'm going to open up that study. So just open it up in diagonal and queen. I don't have diagonal and queen there. How do you recommend to learn Crazyhouse openings with Lichess Engine? And pkr says I'll play a few games. That'll be cool. Are there any other resources out there? The best. Good question. Okay, so one way you could learn is simply watching what watching people like Jan Lee, not watching people like me. Maybe let me see. So watching Jan Lee, yeah. So that's what I was going to say next. So watching Jan Lee against certain players whom he respects a lot, so you can't like mess about. Um, and watching a slightly slower time control, so he's not just going. Um, and then try and play around with that in the opening book on Lichess is what I would say. Um, see how other people. Okay, another way is, I mean, playing some correspondence. If anyone wants to start a correspondence game in Crazyhouse, I'm always happy to play. And then in correspondence, you're allowed to um, look at book during correspondence. You can look at analysis board and play around moves, and you can look at book. But okay, the problem with that though is you don't know if it doesn't tell you who played it. It just tells you that someone played it, who's above 2500 or something. Um, but they could have been messing about playing 1+0. Yeah, so probably what PKR says. You looking around on opening book. Okay, I mean I can. Okay, let's just. Okay, I just lost the position again. But it was there's this position here. So I click the link, I go to the bottom where it says Fen, I copy it, and I add a new chapter, click on Fen, and it was OK Rusen. So without engine, let's see if we can find mate. And yeah, we could have some games as well. So we've only got pawns and queens. We're going to find mate, we're going to find some checks. There's only one check I can see, apart from queen in the corner, which doesn't do anything. It's only got one queen. So if he takes it, queen here, king here, another pawn here, king here. Okay, I see it now. Then bishop here and invade with the queen. So if he takes it, he's in trouble. But if he doesn't take it, you can draw him out. Yeah, and if he takes this pawn, just queen here and queen here is checkmate. So he has to take this pawn, but then queen there, check, king there. Again, bishop here, and yeah, same mate. Okay, so I'll just show it. If this. Okay, let's see if it's going to respond. So what I'm saying is we just go queen here. This is the kind of position where it would be very easy as a beginner, like when we're starting to go, oh no, what do I do now? I've lost it. I don't have any checks left. I've got no pieces in hand. Do I go queen takes rook and rook here, check, and then you lose the attack? But we have this. We have the chessmate. And if he takes immediately, it's the same. Exactly. So, okay, but what I did is turn that computer off so it won't complain at me. Let's flip the board. Well, this is what he did to me. So he's got a queen in hand, so I better take it. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm okay, my bishop's defending, right? But it can't defend both, so he just does one and the other, and I'll just follow the cue of. Well, I was thinking knight f4, but Stockfish really likes knight e3. It's a cheeky thing. Oh, I'm going to go knight f4. And I'll look at knight e3 later. So the point is, I'm actually slightly worried about him running this way. Okay, but he can't because I've got queen here. No, I don't have queen there. Okay, I see. It's a bit more complicated. I've got to go queen here just to stop him running this square. So you have to always look, what's the escape square? And that's the thing you have to cover. And I want to put queen here, but I can't. Okay, so in retrospect, this knight is more cunning because it even stops him running back. It really forces, and he can't take this because I was just queen here and queen there to checkmate. So look, knight e3 is really smart here. King takes bishop. Okay, and now I want to go queen there or rook there, checkmate, but he's running, so that's why it's keep him sealed up, and now it's checkmate, even if he tries to create some space or whatever. Okay, so that's a nice one. Anyway, so I had a few others, but anyway, yeah, I can play if PKR if you want to challenge me, or if anyone else wants to challenge me afterwards, that's also cool. We could play a few games. Okay, yeah, I can continue doing the puzzles also for a bit. I just so what was this one? Got mated against Hazar. I think this seems like a simple mate. Just at g3, takes. Why did I bring it in? So trying to remember why I thought this was interesting. So black is crushing. Look at Confucian analysis. Was I winning at some point? King g1. Okay, let's play some games. Okay, I'll close down the rest of these things and let's play some games. So we're going to play some 3+2 Crazyhouse with pkr5025. Okay, let's go. Yeah, good luck. So we're playing the London system. He actually plays this. Okay, he doesn't this game, but he often plays bishop. See if he says Battle of Two Great Minds. Yeah, well, I think we're like 6.5 all the last time we played. Seem to have scored a couple in the Pepe arena, but I felt I wasn't doing well in either of those games. Just somehow won. Okay, so this one, basically, if he ever takes, I get a pawn on e5, and a pawn on e5 is like an advance scout into the black king side. So if black can help it, he doesn't want me to have a pawn on e5. Having said that, pawn on e5 can be weak at some point, and so white often tries to put pressure and maybe win that, take control of this square. At the moment, there are 2 defenders, 2 attackers. At some point, he'd love to take control of that square. Yeah, that's annoying, because something I quite like to do is going knight b5, and he's just kind of stopped me from doing all my favourite things. So what do I do here? Hang on a second. No, I can't break through. He is secure. And if I go knight here, knight takes, queen takes, we've only got a knight, so it's not. Okay, I'll try and do this. I'm not sure if it's good. So my idea here is I'm eyeing g7, but I'm eyeing Basically, if my queen, you usually don't want to bring your queen out because it can be hit with tempo. But the only, exactly, he wants bishop at g6, that's why he played that. And I can't do, yeah, what do I do in response? I can go knight takes g7, that's not very good. Well, I'll get my pawn, which I wanted. But now I've got to be careful, this bishop is an important defender. So he takes there, I think I have to take back. And he's going to hit the queen and also hit d3, just like guarantee it. And indeed he does. And I think sacking would be a bit much. I've only got a knight and bishop in hand. So I'll just back off. What's the time control? Yeah, 3 + 2. The clocks... Oh yeah, I see. Is it cut off? Yeah, because originally what I was doing was actually some chess variance training puzzles. And okay, so he's really putting pressure on e5, which is understandable. And if I push, my light squares will be very much weakened. So, and if I take, I could get pawn at h6, but do I have enough for an attack? That's the question. So this is a kind of thing where I feel like I would have enough for an attack. So the key square actually is going to be that one in this position. So I'm going to take that. Okay, I'm going to take that because this is the key square. It's true this pawn is hanging, but its pawns don't matter so much as the king attack. Okay, so go bishop there, check. So if he drops the bishop back, obviously he's not putting more pieces on in hand. Which usually in Crazyhouse you want to keep putting the pieces in hand on the board, keep that momentum going, which is what he did. Because if you don't do that, you can fall behind. So I'll just grab a pawn, and he can grab a pawn as well. And if I go there, it's tempting, but it's kind of getting out of the circuit of the king. Whereas this, at least, he's staying connected to his king. So it's double-edged. He's not even interested. Not even interested in that pawn, which is fair enough. Okay, now he only has knights, which is interesting. So I'm going to push to try and defend my light squares, because he had a lot of pressure on d3 there. And I didn't want to use up my bishop. Bishop is a good piece. So I'm trying to reinforce the light squares because he's hitting the light squares. He'll be hunting for pawns in this position. To say put a pawn on f3 or something. But I think I've restricted, because I've given him pieces here like knights and stuff. But he hasn't got pawns for now. Now that's interesting because he could get quite a lot of pawns. Okay, still has no pawns. What's that knight doing? Okay, let's do this. I'm just trying to kick it, and he's probably just going to go straight in. And let's see what he does. Yeah, he does go straight in. Okay, to do that. He takes my knight. So now he's got a bishop, which is... And that knight's hitting there. He's got two pieces hitting here, which is annoying, and that knight just hitting there. So which is more important? Which knight's more important? If I hit there one, he might start an attack on h3. That's the thing. Oh, I'll take this one. So how am I going to defend? So basically he's really hitting these light squares. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. Oh gosh. Um, okay. So how am I going to defend the light squares? Just go again. Just trying to get rid of. Okay, he's getting a queen. That's bad. I'm basically just trying to get his stuff out of my house without that much success. That's what I'm trying. And I've only got knights. Well, what am I doing? I'm kind of freezing. What am I doing? This is very bad. Ah, he's hitting my rook, and this is just terrible. Because now he has knight. Yeah, queen takes rook, knight takes pawn. That's issues. That's also issues. I've got issues in this position. Okay, got to take that. What else do I do? That's threatening mate. What do I do? Rook. Ah, yeah. Pawn takes pawn to checkmate, so I need to defend, and all the places where I could put a knight were attacked. So, well played. Yeah, that's not... No, I mean 3+2 is nice. I like 3+2. I need to sort out my openings. That's what I need to sort out. Because... Okay. So he's playing the same as Pepe plays against me. Somehow I don't do very well against Pepe. So, not quite sure why exactly, but I think it's key at some point. It says knight coming in here. I'm just going to play this super safe. May not be good, but I'm going to do it. Okay, do that. And chase that knight away again. Maybe I'm playing too defensive, but I just get attacked quite heavily as black in this opening. I just feel I need to play a bit more defensive. Okay, now the king is in the center and the d file is potentially opening. That's what's... So d5 is quite a smart move. If I do this, huge exchanges may be happening on d7. This was slightly concerning me. So knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, king takes. So there's a slight worry. So let's do that. Be sensible. Lock up the e file while also defending d7. Seems sensible. So pawn takes knight, still a threat. And if there were ever an exchange on, okay, what is that? Okay, that rook's a good piece. I'm taking it. Ah, yeah, I see what it is. I missed that. Ah, that is nasty. Wow, just mated. He gets my queen with check. That's a good combo. That's a good combo, I have to say. Wow, okay. That's a good game. Okay. Okay, I'll do what he usually does to me. This bishop g5, bishop g4 stuff. Okay. So this is interesting. So h6, g5, okay, it's slightly weakening, but not so easy to take advantage of, because you have to look at the light squares, they're covered for now, and the dark squares, they're covered. Yeah, so the one slightly sensitive spot would be on g6 in this structure. Okay, let's just develop. I was thinking of queen takes, but let's just take the knight and develop. Okay, and then just castles. Okay, if he ever exchanges, that's going to be sensitive. So I've got to be slightly careful. I'm thinking f3 just to... Okay. It's actually quite interesting because we're in a kind of almost a chess game right now. Hi there, Ominous, and yeah, thanks. Well, I think PKR is showing how to face my London quite successfully. Okay, I'm going to play this f3, even though it doesn't look pretty, because I'm sufficiently concerned about my light squares that it's bothering me. Yeah, I think that my last few moves have not been very good. So I need to be more... So my queen's in the wrong place, my bishop's in the wrong place. This is not really good. Okay, I can take this one. That's now a sensitive square. Take this one. So if he did do anything there, take this one. But yeah, the queen is in the center, but the problem with the queen in the center is it's going to get hit with tempo. Okay, he lets me take this very central knight. That was not something he should let me take. Even giving up the queen, I'm happy to give up the queen for those two pieces. And probably even there, he should have reinforced rather than giving up the bishop, probably. So immediate threat is rook h8 mate, so he has to block that diagonal. He doesn't have any forcing mate immediately, so he has to defend. So he does defend, and I'm just going to add pressure. So I could have gone straight with bishop takes g7 and then done this. But I feel this is better. So what's that? So he's still allowing bishop takes g7. Bishop takes g7. What's he planning? Okay, I'll just take g7. Well, I am giving him a bishop by doing the sacrifice immediately. So there is a case for holding off sometimes. Because if I want to do a slow move like knight g3, he has now a bishop to play with. He has a bishop to defend with. The question is, do I want to go straight in with an attack? Okay. Go with the bishop there, check. So just trying to make him expend his bishop in a way. Which he doesn't want to do. Fair enough. Does leave open this. And then I can come in here. And the knight's no longer defending. That's all over. Shouldn't have let me sack my queen. No, if you let me sack my queen, that's that's a bad idea. Yes, because I was happy to sack my queen. Queen is out in the open, waiting to be sacked. Okay, I've got to play something different. So I'll do this. Oh, this is a funny one. This is a funny one. This is how you get a draw with someone in Crazyhouse. This is a GM draw in Crazyhouse. Knight e3, queen h5, repeat. Okay, if I do this, it comes in here. I don't want, that's no good. Okay, I'm going to try to play actively. Okay, so if I go there, he's... What if I go queen takes pawn? Yeah, queen takes pawn is risky because of knight takes queen, bishop takes queen. It's a bit crazy. Oh yeah, I remember this. In this line, you're supposed to take the knight. You're supposed to give up the queen. That's quite important. Because you get 2 pieces for the queen, so that's a good deal. Hi there, Yalao. So this one, I'm quite tempted by knight takes pawn. I lose the bishop. Take the knight. But if I lose the bishop, I still get... Yeah, I'm not sure though. I mean, so knight takes pawn is tempting. What else? Knight takes, but the bishop is a good defender. Knight takes pawn, takes bishop is the problem. Yeah, I got to do this. I just got to do this. Actually, this is kind of risky because he just has this. Oops. Is that bad? Yeah, I might have just missed something. Being too aggressive. So he's only got a queen, but he has queen takes knight, but that might be enough. Yeah, everyone knows Yalao is My Son Never Call Me. With 10,000 puzzles solved on Lichess. Okay, so this is annoying because I want to go knight there, check, and knight takes queen. And yeah, I mean that's basically my idea. The whole idea of this variation is knight takes pawn, knight takes queen. But I'm now worried because he does have knight there, check, queen here, and if I go back, it's a classic smothered mate idea. Queen here, and knight there, smothered mate. It's queen on the back rank, king would run away here, knight here, smothers. So the question is, he's only got one knight though, so he either goes here or here, check. If I go down, like I said, I'm getting mated, so I have to go up. And whichever way he does, he can force me to run the other way. Like this cuts off this square, so I'm forced to run up. I could go here and then take the knight. That would be kind of like funny. Or I could just go here straight away and then take the knight. Yeah, I have to do something like this. Oh, what am I doing? I'm just allowing pawn takes bishop. I didn't mean that. What am I doing? That's really annoying. I didn't mean to allow pawn takes bishop. Yeah, that was just terrible. Because now he's got a bishop and a queen. I just wanted just to step up and I was fine, I think. At least I had hope. Whereas now... No, I'm not sure. If I step down... So obviously if I step up, he's got queen there and that's checkmate. Almost, yeah, pretty much. If I take the pawn, that's interesting. But then he's got queen there, king there, bishop there, king there. It really looks really bad. If I go here, then he's got... I won't take the pawn, just because... Yeah, I'm not sure. The problem with taking the pawn is my king is still very high up the board, which is bad. If I just step down here though, yeah, then he's got it mate by just going queen takes knight, and I'm mated, so I have to go this way. Okay, now he's only got queen left. The queen there is checkmate. Ah, what? Okay, I think queen there was checkmate. But he's got a mate anyway. Queen there is checkmate. Yeah, well done. I'm kind of annoyed because I just needed to not walk into that bishop check. I think I was fine. If I open up one in else's board that last game. So just show that if I don't step into that check, I'm sure I'm fine. Yeah. Not really. So king d6 was bad. It was getting mated. Okay. So everything was bad. Fine. I played too riskily. Okay. Fine. I'm going to play something I haven't played in a while. Going f3 instead of knight f3. I used to play this, and then I played JK the Bullfrog and decided that it wasn't very sound. So you've got Barry Boswick watching, that's an honour. So actually, yes, I think I might have overtaken Yellow in puzzles on Lichess because what's funny is Kia gave me a puzzle on Lichess just today, and I was sitting on my 2400 puzzle rating, and I got it wrong, so I got minus. I got it wrong because I just gave up on it didn't think it would take off my rating, so I got minus 30 for the one puzzle. One puzzle minus 30. There you go. Solve one tactical puzzle minus 30. Hi there. I reactive. Okay, so usually you're quite happy with double pawns on the d file. We're a little bit less happy with double pawns on the F file, usually. But if you're trying to say what's the good of them, I guess the good of them is they do a good job of controlling the e4 square. So all the more value of f3. Oh, nice move. Okay. Okay, I'm going to open up the rook file. I could have gone knight takes as well. Oh, I'm going to grab the material. Oh, didn't expect that. So where's he going? He wants pawn there. If I just sidestep, then what? Did not expect that. I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah, ignoring it is not such a... Yeah, no, I think... I'm just worrying that... Yeah, maybe he has this and this. I hadn't thought of. Might be slightly annoying. So he's threatening to take the rook, basically, at the end of this line. Okay, I better try and challenge that square. So obviously the critical weakness in my position is f2. He's going to try and make me pay for. He's got pawn at f2, knight at f2. Goes for knight at f2 indeed. Now I'm tempted by knight takes knight, knight takes queen. So it's going to be fairly high. Okay, he goes for the rook. Interesting. So he wants pawn at f2 or rook on the back rank. Okay, so I'm going to just say I don't think you have enough just yet. So I'm going to hit your queen. Okay, he does. He's going for that. He's going for it though. He thinks he has enough. He's only got a knight and a rook. So I can go to e2 or d2. I'm going to go d2. So in the meantime, e7 is always a threat. So L reactive, who are you on Lichess? And I've got pawn 9, 2 bishops and a queen, so the bishop can't be taken either. So it's either attack or defend, but it may be defend time. And he goes for the defense. Okay, I'm just going to be absolutely brutal now. Not even laying a pawn down, laying the queen down. Because the most direct piece is the queen. So I'm just going, I want to go straight in. Not messing about. And so I take it. And whichever piece he takes with, I'm assuming he's getting mated. So knight here, if he goes that way, he does not go that way, so I'm going to promote. And yeah, checkmate. So that was a case of whose attack is faster. And I was just lucky that my attack My attack came in first. Okay, let's play this stuff. Because I think I'm losing my games as black, aren't I? Something like that. Okay. Am I losing my games as black? Kind of, yeah. So I'm going to play Jan Lee opening, which deserves a, well, it deserves a proper name. This kind of f7, g6, h6, important h6 to, okay, let's just develop to stop pawn at h6, which would happen otherwise. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I'll take that pawn and immediately begin an attack with no pieces at all. In other words, it's the kind of attack you should have absolutely no fear of. Yala says, wow, beautiful mate. Thanks. So if you took with the knight, then obviously I had knight at e7. Knight e7, rook g8 straight away. Okay, so I'm giving up my knight. Oh, I didn't notice his rook. Oof. Oof, that rook. That rook was painful. Okay, but he didn't notice it either, in a way. I don't know what to do, though, to defend. Queen e7. Takes, then he gets a bishop. Gotta do that, I guess. So I feel I'm sacking a little bit too heavily this game, to be honest. I'm not properly developed yet. I haven't got out my final piece. But it was kind of provoked by the... Okay, so I could go queen takes knight, or I could put a pawn here and take my choice later. Queen takes knight's just going to get hit, so the pawn here means I'm going to lose the pawn. So, okay, I'll take the queen takes knight. So I'm just doing queen takes knight just to try and get some development. Oh, it doesn't even let me get some development. Okay, fine. Okay, no, yeah, I want to go. Okay, I just got to develop. Just have to develop. Otherwise, this just falls and everything's falling. So I'm just covering the square. So he's got a lot of diagonals, which is actually worrying. So my position is not very secure. And he has a queen. Basically, I'm a queen down. Elk reacted says, I forgot you lose either on puzzles, and I messed up 2 on purpose, so I lost 60. Just got 2 wins, so 157 back up. Oh, so you're very provisional then. Okay. I'm just trying to reinforce my position. Obviously, just put the pieces in hand on the board with tempo on the queen. It's always good to hit the queen with tempo. That's why I gave up my queen, because I didn't want it to keep on moving the queen up and down the board. Probably the biggest mistake of people starting out is moving the queen around too much. But having said that, giving up the queen like I did probably isn't good either. It's like right balance. Okay, now, okay, I could take the bishop. Yeah, I think taking the bishop's important because the bishop, wow, I didn't even see that, but g6 is hanging. He's got ideas. He's got ideas. Very patient. He's so patient. Saying, what are you going to do to defend? I don't know. Takes. He's getting a lot either way, isn't he? If I put pawn there, takes. Okay, I just have to defend. So this is just too much of a threat. He's still got a huge load of ideas along here. Having a bishop is useful though. Probably use that somewhere. Got to keep the king safe somehow. Okay, have I got a queen trap? It's defending there. Okay, I want to hit the tempo, all these pieces. Okay, I'm going to go here. Those two targets. Okay, he's giving me a pawn, he's got no checks. Okay, I'll take a pawn. Okay, I'm going to go in. It's going to give me a whole queen. Okay, fine, I'll take your queen. He takes a whole knight. I don't even know if I want to take it back. No, I don't want to take it back. Get in. I don't want to take it back. Nice. He's using the existing rook. I don't want. Okay, so I've got to take it now. Okay, pressure on g2. And basically, okay, I'll take a rook. I'll take a bishop. Take a bishop. Bishop's a juicy piece. Oh, but I'm suddenly quite worried. It's like, oh. Because, yeah, I mean, like, I'm suddenly quite nervous. Like, is that, have I got ever enough? What's going on? I'm not sure. Help! I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like... No, I'd moved. That was like I'd moved but lag, and I flagged afterwards. No. Yeah, I thought I had him, and then just took too long, and made that. Yeah, that was a good move though. At e7. I was afraid of that earlier, and then I'd have been finished. But it came eventually. So it seems I'm losing as black again. I lost the first one as white, and then just lost. It's gone. Lost as black, white, black, white, black. Oh, creative reactors. Do I like Crazyhouse? Yeah, sure, I like Crazyhouse. It says I'm low connection. Oh, I've got to turn the music on back on. Hate ads. So this is Axel Red, who's completely unknown. So we're changing that. One chess stream at a time. No, I'm just joking. Let's see. So hi there to everyone watching. Yeah, we're playing Crazy. I should explain in case people are new to Crazyhouse. Should be explaining a few things. So the most important thing in Crazyhouse is in your camp, you don't have holes. If you had a hole, your opponent would put one piece there, and then another piece, and another piece. So this is okay, but it's still okay. You read my mind. Takes. Okay. I'm going to go in. Going to go in. Just going in. Playing like crazy. You could actually just take this. That's just 3 pieces for the queen. What am I doing? Okay, that was really awful. Because in Crazyhouse, a queen is just worth 2 pieces, so that was just a disaster zone. Yeah, that was just awful. I've just given him all this material. Oh dear, that's bad. Far too aggressive. Ah, this is bad. Because he can defend very easily. So I've just played a bit too ballistic this game. It's very bad. At least I'm not asking what am I doing at 324. And yeah. I've got a cunning idea. So this defends everything. But maybe the logic is, it's on the wrong side of the board and swing over. That's one idea. Yeah, let's do that. This is bad though. He's just got too many pieces. Takes. Yeah, let's do that. This is a nice one. I like this one. So who thought that the queen there was actually targeting? Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Okay, who needs queens anyway? I don't want to lose that pawn though. I'm playing this so badly this game. Okay, I better take this knight. Knight's too dangerous. Let's go in. So I've been completely reckless this game. Completely reckless. Unjustifiably so. That's weak. I am playing on a Mac L reactive, yes. Ugh, I hate my position. Okay, check. He just needs to play sensibly. He wins this easily. What is? I don't understand. Okay, he's going straight in for an attack, but that. Don't know if I do actually. So what I'm scared of is there, drop, takes, queen drops. Okay. So actually it's dangerous. Pawn, king, yeah, I think the queen might defend. He has to sack a queen, but then I've got a queen in hand, so that's bad news for him. Knight there, might have a queen in hand. Yeah, that's definitely bad news for him. I didn't have to put the queen down. But anyway. Okay, I'm not going to let that king run if possible. So I'm going to go rook here. There's a double take. That was a really weird game. I think we were both far too aggressive. You just needed to just play calm. Okay, I need to learn what to play in this position. I'm going to play this. Oh, yeah, good move. This d5 move. Good move. Good move. Because what it does is it blows open the d file. Really good move. I need a good response. So what I'm going to do is... Because it also threatens pawn takes pawn, and I can't... Bishop takes bishop, pawn takes this pawn. Interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What? Mouse slip. Never mind. I was going to take, but that's just funny. It's probably okay. It's probably not so bad. It's quite funny, actually. Now I'm thinking... Yeah, take this. King is stuck somewhat in the center, but okay. At least the knight check is covered, I think. There's no tricky knight check. 2 pawns, knight, bishop, queen. So that's a good move. That's a very good move. He has ideas here, does he? Yeah, my back rank is an issue, but f6 was an even bigger issue, so I just had to defend f6. Okay, now what? I could take the knight, but if I don't have mate, then there's no point. I should have a no. I don't think I do. If I have knight there, pawn there, pawn h3. Pawn h3 is interesting. Pawn h3 is interesting. So pawn h3 is really interesting. But does he have something? Got to be careful. Knight and a queen. Okay, I'll go for pawn h3. One time I mastered it in regular chess and played the best move, the struggles of being bad. Okay, I missed this. Knight g1 takes, queen there takes. So he's got a rook. Okay, so there, queen there takes, rook there's checkmate. Oh, I see. Oh, I missed that. There, queen there takes, rook there's just checkmate. Ugh. So yeah, I mean this is just all over then, isn't it? Because if he just goes queen there. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean f6 is defended. Yes, if I go back, there was just queen there, rook then. And the bishop was guarding g7. It's very hard. Now here, just there. And okay, he has at least a perpetual, which means he has mate. Yeah. Oh, Lichess will restart in 5 minutes. Does that mean... Okay, let's say it's last game then. Okay, nice one. I was going to go here, or king here. You can push, you can force with rook takes pawn. King here, pawn here, king here, pawn here. Okay. That's defended is the key. So we're in a race to finish the game. Well, to finish the game before the clock, but also before the 5 minutes run. But that should be fine. 5 minutes should be enough. And actually, he has to be a little bit worried. He has to be a little bit worried, but maybe not too worried. You got one knight. That's my problem. Okay, nice move, because I think I have to take that. Aha. Yeah, and that gives me 0 squares for my king. So I have to do that, and then he's got me. Ah, nice mate. Okay. He's going to get me with the queen. Yeah, nice mate. Well done. Yeah, well played. So it was actually 5-3 to PKR in the end. The 2-0 was from earlier. And it disconnects. So I'm gonna go to, hopefully the stream is still working. And if the stream is still working, I'll continue doing what I was doing earlier, which is, well, I should, I'm looking at puzzles here and then putting some of them over on Lichess later. And this is this is done by a Lichess mod, Program Fox. This site is called chessvariance.training puzzles. So for example, here it's black to play with a pawn, 4 pawns and knights in hand. And I've seen this before. So maybe knight here check is an idea, possibly. Or else a new knight here check. But I've seen this before. Your Lichess is down, but that's why I'm on this chess variant site, which, as you can see, is all nicely set up actually on my stream already. Kind of. If I were to just put it down, maybe that, yeah. Stream is fine, yeah. So we're looking at, yeah, good games. We all listen to win with white, yeah. I need to sort out what to do with black, basically. I just have to. I mean, with white, I just played crazy stuff, and with black, I just got killed. So I think I was lucky even to win as white. So checking with the knight seems nice. The king probably doesn't want to walk this way, I'm guessing. Oh, we can stop it walking this way by just using a knight here. That will just keep everything under control. Yeah, so knight here, starter, because it defends pawn here. So that definitely feels good. And that will be checkmate, king here, pawn here. Okay, so we've done this puzzle before, I'm sure. We're just, but it still took a while to see how to do it. So where's the next puzzle? The next puzzle. For some reason. It wasn't appearing on my screen. Okay, so this should be a new one. Black to play, and we have a knight and a queen. So these should be fun to have a go at. They seem to be not too difficult. So this is the sort of thing where queen here check, king here, knight here checkmate would work. So the king has to go down, and we'd like to go knight here, but we can't because the knight. Yeah, so I just maybe need to. Yeah, so the king has to. So just the first idea: queen here, king here, and then. Yeah, then it's sort of like can't see the mate. Because yeah, so how am I going to get the king on e1? But it should be an easy one. But just okay, go with the knight first. That's the easy thing to do. Knight first, and then queen there will be checkmate. And if he goes that way, then yeah, that's much easier. If he goes up, queen there, so it's a hook mate. If he comes up, it's a hook mate. Happy Petal says knight h1. Well, h1 it can just get taken. But yeah, you're right. The idea of knight first. And PKR got it. So well done. So knight and queen coordination, knight comes first. Okay, now I've got a list of themes, and I'm going to be tagging some of these puzzles. So this one I just feel, if you know how knight and queen work together, then you'll know how to do this puzzle. But that didn't quite. I'm going to have to, okay. Okay, firstly I'm going to have to make my window just a little bit bigger. I'm going to have to play it again. He could have gone this way. Oh, then queen there is checkmate, yeah. Okay, we're just going to do it one last time just to check that the tags have been added correctly. So I tagged this with NQ, which just means knight and queen, because I feel that's the only idea in the puzzle. And so in future on this website, as I said, designed by Program Fox, you'll get a list of all Crazyhouse puzzles tagged NQ. So you can practice even things by theme. By the way, ignore puzzle ratings on this site. They mean nothing. Probably even the 2700 players would have puzzle rating about 1700 on this site. So it's just meaningless, basically. Okay, so color to play black. First thing that I think is pawn takes pawn, but the other thing I think is why not pick up with queen with check. And I like picking up the queen with check when I think of knight there, queen there, checkmate, but the knight covers, so it's not so obvious. So the problem with pawn takes pawn is the king is running, so I don't like that so much. So queen takes queen, king takes... maybe knight here. Yes. So this is another knight queen one. And the idea is you clear g2. Because if he takes, queen g2 is checkmate. And if he does that, what do we do? f2 is not protected. So knight king smother. Don't know why. Okay, it didn't quite update. Not quite sure why. Got to do the smother. So the themes of this puzzle are knight, queen, and smother. There we go. I think it's registered now. Okay, next puzzle. Oh, Happy Petals giving us one. 12928. Okay, I'll do that after this one. I'll turn the music up a bit. Well, this looks like just a knight and bishop checkmate. I don't understand. This is just too easy. Could we just do knight here and bishop here? There's no other way of getting to the king on g apart from with the knight. Okay, and this is classic. The quickest way to mate from here. You might think drop here, take here, and so on, but you've got a rook protecting f6. So you just draw the king out, and you get the diagonal. And the knight's covering g8, so it's all fine. So it's another of these knight-queen ones, basically. It's not registering though, I'm not quite sure why. It's weird, I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, this is a kind of boring puzzle, but let's just repeat it. Okay, and we'll use your one now. 12928. Okay, so 2 knights and a bishop. Ah. So my first thought is bishop here, actually, because I want to keep that king locked in. Don't know if it works, but that's the first thought. PKR, no, it doesn't. You have to find the very fastest mate, or you lose. That's part of the reason why... Oh, this is created by Happy Petal. Cool. Cool. I have never submitted to this site yet. I hope to do that in the future. So really cool that you're doing that. So bishop f6 is an idea I have because it keeps the king sealed in. If he went bishop d7, knight here would be checkmate. Even if he went queen d7, knight here would be checkmate. So he's probably going to take it. Then you go knight here. But he's still got this square here for his king. But then you have this. And the fact the rook is on the king means it's mate. So what's the theme of this one? It's a pin and block escape. Block escape is key in this one. Block escape and pin. Boom. So I'm going to tag it, block escape, pin, and the final position also knight coordination. So I'll give it a knight. Knights, NN for knights. Good puzzle, Happy Petal. I like it. I'm just going to see what else you've done. Oh, it doesn't show your... So if I now do it again, it'll just show you. Just making sure that it's all tagged up. Block escape, pin, NN. Yeah, so it's tagged up. It's kind of off your screen, so but it's there. And just to show you the tags I'm using, I don't know why that's gone all green. I don't quite know how to change it, but so they're kind of middle game kind of tags. And I'm going to release this as a PDF or something with links to my studies. So the ones underlined, you can actually click through to my Saran student studies on Lichess. And maybe in future stuff on here. Sorry about that. So these are mating ones. The most important mating pattern is, of course, the back rank mate, smother, follow up, the magnet mate, drawing your king. I used to call this a yo-yo mate, where you, but I'm following Joanna, who calls it the cookie trail mate, where you just lay cookies in front of your opponent one at a time. So maybe we'll get one of those hopefully at some point, and the king is just drawn further and further out. But I think there's something else which I didn't write here: draw and push, which isn't. Yeah, did I write it somewhere? Yeah, I see draw and push already, so I don't need it again. Okay, and what PKR was doing with me as black is he was playing d5, so that would be opening up the position. Opening up the file, opening up position. It's a good move. Coordination, Q just means queen, NQ means knight and queen, even though N is just often used for knight, even though knight begins with K, because K sounds like king. Knight and rook, knight and knight, diagonal and knight, diagonal and rook, diagonal and queen, diagonals, and rook and queen. Moonmate, I need a better name, but until it's got a better name, it's called the moonmate. Moonmate is when you drop, for example, a rook on the back rank, say rook at f8, so the opponent takes it, and then later in the mating sequence you take back the piece that took it, and because you've captured it, it's then in your hand and you can use it. But you needed to somehow have it later in the sequence, because you wanted, see, because when the rook was there, it was defending the file. By getting it to take one of your pieces and then taking it back, you suddenly undefended that file. So that's quite a rare idea, but it's very cool. Often block escape is what we just saw right now. That's a good one. Cover escape is like when you check and cover the escape. So these are some of the ideas. Put the sound back on. Okay, so black, bishop, rook, and queen. I mean, it just feels like just go in, just goes hard in. That works, doesn't it? So the idea is draw the king out. And I want to do this now. But another way of doing it is just pawn here. But then the king could run back. But it's still queen there, rook there. So I'm trying to work out which is fastest now. I mean, queen here feels good because it stops the king running back. Queen, rook, pawn. Yeah, mate in 3. So can we do a mate in 2? Pawn. No. So that's perfect then. No. Ah, I see why. He can go knight here and then blocks this one. That's bad. Gotta go straight. Good. I just noticed. Yeah, I saw this mate as well. So does that count as a cookie trail mate? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, sort of. You kind of lead it out and then push it back in. It's either a draw and push or cookie trail mate. It's hard to describe. I'll call it a cookie trail mate. Except I can't type. Okay, so you lay cookies in front of the king for the king to eat. And then you lay down your heavy stuff. Okay, next one. PKR, if you're interested in our second to last game, I missed a really cool mate in 6 involving a crazy queen sack. Yeah, it'd be cool if you link it. Okay, I could. Yeah, if you just paste the link, and then we'll be back on Lichess, which is where we want to be anyway. So we'll do one last one. Black to play. I mean, what's very tempting in this position is knight here and queen takes queen, but obviously don't want to get myself mated. But that sort of discovery idea looks cool. So we're black, we have no pieces. So taking a queen feels cool. I feel, what else could you do? Okay. Ah, just this. Okay, he's got 2 pawns, a bishop, rook. And the idea is we just got queen here, checkmate, and it's not possible to stop it. Cool, thanks PKR. Let's open this up. What should we tag this one? Just before we go on. Kind of. Guess it's a diagonal queen mate. It's a very patient mate. Okay, so let's quickly just run through this one again. So if he takes, that's checkmate. It's important not to take here because otherwise we set up rook checks on here and they take forever. No way of stopping this. Cool, so that's now all tagged up. And we're going to look at this one. So yeah, you have mate. Wow, yes. Okay, let's not look at engine. What's the theme? Can we guess what the theme is without looking? So what pieces does black have? Pawn, knight, bishop, queen. Could it be a back rank? What's the theme, PKR? Actually, don't tell us, because if you tell us, then we'll know what it is. So maybe we just open up. I'm trying to work out how to. Okay, obviously we won't look at analysis. That's the pockets aren't on the screen. Oh yeah, that's because I changed the format for the other one. Okay, and in fact, we'll do it. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, there's about a 15-20 second lag before I can see whether the things are correct or not. Okay, okay, let's think. 2 pawns, knight, bishop, queen. Okay, sorry, I've been distracted. Okay, so my first thought when I was calculating it was if you go pawn there, queen there, takes, the queen is defending everything. But maybe they're knight h3 ideas. So knight h3 takes. Okay, so obviously knight h3 I can't sidestep because of smothered mate. So knight h3 takes. And then just queen f2. Threat of pawn at g2. So you have to take. And the advantage then is the bishop is actually connected to the promotion square. And the pawn is actually keeping the king all sealed up. So rook g1 is a threat. So I think that will do it, won't it? So what's the theme? The theme is... Just trying to think what the theme is, if this does work. It's... Because what it really is getting this pawn here and here. But it's also clearing this square, g2. Well, I'll call it a smaller follow-up, even though it may not strictly be that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up this position in the smaller follow-up. So click on study. There we go. So is everything, yeah, everything's on the screen now. Okay, so we're going to add a new chapter. Orientation black. Create the chapter with the fan. Okay, so that has to be taken, so people are following so far, obviously, because if you do this, there's a beautiful smothered mate in Crazyhouse you always got to watch out for. So you have to take it. But then I think the idea is you've opened up the G2 square, so you can actually just stick a queen in. And you have to take it, because if the king just sidestepped, pawn here would be checkmate. But if you take it, suddenly this bishop is now connected to the queening square, which it wasn't in the other lines where we were thinking. Because if we just did queen f2 here directly, yeah, why doesn't that work? Because then I just sidestep, don't I? So there's nothing. Whereas I can't sidestep now because g2 is empty. So this makes g2 dangerous, so you have to take it. And now here, if king here, rook here is mate. King here, rook here is mate. King's in a box, so king has to go here. And I want to go rook here, but maybe that doesn't work, so maybe rook here. So the idea is if the queen takes the rook, I'm picking up the queen with check, which is going to be bad news. So he does this, but if he does take it, hang on, I've got a really good idea. No, it's okay. I was just trying to be far too smart. Simple is good. I mean, so what I was thinking is, actually, is there an intermezzo idea with pawn here first? Pawn here, king there, pawn takes queen, king takes. I mean, it's kind of silly. I'm not sure if this is mate in 6. I'm just finding mate in a lot. Rook e1 check wins, but it's not the quickest. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so something better. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Let's do that one. And I know what happens after that. We just do this. That's forced. Checkmate. So maybe he has to run, but then if he runs, then I mean, this is one way of doing it. No, you can keep running. Okay, ignore that. I'm sorry you have to put up with British ads right now. So yeah, I'm saying like this is mate, but this is clearly not the fastest mate. What's going on? Okay, I think I might. And rookie one check was also working. Okay, I'm gonna. Something went wrong in terms of fastest mate. Rook takes f2, e takes f2, king f1. Ah, bishop takes d3. Yeah, okay. Bishop takes d3 keeps the king sealed in. Okay, fair enough. Because now if the queen doesn't take d3, if it's on some kind of a block, then we can go rook here, checkmate. And if the queen takes on d3, yeah, this is easy now. Just go rook here, king here, and rook here. Okay. So that's what happens if he does that, and if he does this, we saw this line already. You do this. Cool. Even a rook is checkmate. Yeah. Yeah, nice mate, pkr. And just delete the full game one. And I just noticed here, Legion Destroyer says chapter 11. Wow. So this is a variation from Operating against Yasser. Knight at h6. So we're looking at smothered follow-ups. Okay, so he's going for a smothered mate with rook at g8. So he has to take it. Knight at e7. Okay, so he has to do this. Bishop at g7, so he's drawn out. Okay, he's got two bishops and a rook. But f6 is covered, so he has to go knight takes f5, control g7. If the king came out, let's just see what the line. If the king comes out, h5. So he's got a choice of what to take. So this is kind of getting complicated. Yeah, bishop takes d3, distracting move, yeah. So deflecting the defender, yeah. And also, it's not only deflecting the defender, it's also sealing off the king's escape route, blocking the king's escape route, like we saw in Happy Petals puzzle, because e2 is the escape route. So if king takes f5, rook f4, knight here, takes here, takes here. Oof. So there's that whole line. And if he takes the pawn, then you take here and check with the rook and bring the other knight in. So this is real king hunting, like trying to create a mating net with your pieces. And you need all your pieces to exactly get a mating net. And that's just if king g6. But if king g8, then you take the pawn, king goes here, you draw the king out again, king goes back. You check him again, but now you've emptied off this pawn. So you draw the king out again, but now if he goes back, he's getting mated, so he has to come out. But because you cleared h6, you've got room for this bishop. Now you can come with the knight, and the rook, and the bishop, and the other bishop, and it's check. Okay, I think that's a good one to end on. I think that's just showing that puzzle. That's a good one to. That's a good one. I think we ought to end the stream on that. So thanks pkr5025 for the games. Yeah, very well played. I hope you enjoyed some of these puzzles. This is not a stream I'm going to put up on YouTube, but it's the kind of thing where, like, parts of this stream were really quite fun, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And let's actually see. I mean, I could send. Just see if there's someone interesting streaming right now. There's Chuck Moulton streaming, doing Bug House, but I'm not sure how long he'll be going for. But I think I'll go. I'll raid Chuck Moulton, since that seems a sensible thing to say. Yeah, cool. Thanks, guys, and thanks PKR especially.